to say good morning or good afternoon or good night?
Well, it's only 11:20 at night on a
Yeah,
Friday night.
maybe I just say tell everybody good morning. Like I'll be 40 minutes early.
Yeah,
I'll be 40 minutes early. Tell everybody good morning.
yeah.
Um, to those of y'all who are actually staying up tonight, but
Staying up until potentially midnight
2
doing a
a.m. club,
podcast.
3 a.m. club, on some Mark Wahlberg type stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, welcome to Always Talking Ball. Um, with your weekly college football podcast.
You sound so dead, bro.
Oh no, oh no,
You're so
oh,
tired.
no, I'm not that tired. Um, I can still think. I have a brain.
You have a brain.
My
Hmm.
brain isn't smooth.
I don't think any of ours are.
That's what I call. I call myself a smooth brainer because I'm not very smart.
Don't say that.
No, I made that joke because I don't think very much at all.
Oh.
The more wrinkles, the more you think, that's more wrinkles that are on your brain. I don't think very much, so there's not too many there. I'm a smooth brain person.
Oh. Oh, that's good.
All right, so
That's a good one.
obviously a pretty there's some champion conference championship clinching scenarios here this weekend.
Yeah. Well, the big one, Indiana traveling to Ohio State.
Wow, yeah, Kurt, Coach Singetti, whoever you say his Italian last name, um, he's he's gotten the spotlight. He's gotten the attention.
Yeah.
Um, it's time for Indiana to show who they really are.
Well, this is not kind of this is a prove it game for them. You know.
He's everything they've wanted.
You know they've gotten to their first 10-0 start, and now you know they think that they're a playoff caliber team. It's time to see if they can beat one of the big boys on their
Yeah,
home
let's go
turf.
show them. Let's go show everybody who you are. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be at Ohio State,
Mm-hmm.
hostile territory for Indiana. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be. I mean, I could see it either being close or blowout by Ohio State.
Yeah. Well, I think for Ohio State, it's going to depend on how Will Howard, their starting quarterback, plays, and if how Ohio State can run the football, and especially with Jeremiah Smith, how many catches for how many yards he's going to get, and how many touchdowns is he going to get. Um, and then on the other side for Indiana, I mean, offensively, they've been scoring almost 40 points a game.
They
Um,
make statements every week.
yeah, yeah.
And their quarterbacks, Indiana quarterback and the Ohio State quarterback are very similar in terms of
Hmm.
stats, almost basically the same.
Yeah.
Curtis Rourke's stat line: 2,000 yards, 400 and 2,410 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 4 picks. Will Howard:
Wow.
2,484 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 5 picks. Practically the same quarterback this year.
I was about to say that's practically. I mean, that's almost dead on identical.
That's the same production, but I
Well,
think, yeah.
yeah. Right. No, go on. Go on.
No. You're going. I'm gonna let you say what you have to say.
Oh. uh, so I think I saw somewhere. I think ESPN put out. If I'm not mistaken, Ohio State is either an 11.5 point favorite or a 12.5 point favorite. I think
They are a 10.5 point
ten
favorite.
and a half point favorite. Okay, so close to that.
Well, that's probably the widest margin from a 5-2 showdown.
And I was about to say, and I don't know if I agree with that just because I don't think they're giving Indiana in that sense too much credit for what they've done. You know, um,
Yeah, they're putting a lot of disrespect on Indiana.
yeah, I would say. I mean, I think Indiana's going to put up a good fight. Obviously, we'll choose our picks later, but I think Indiana's going to pick up a good fight. I think Ohio State's going to have to bring their A game, just like they did against Penn State. And
Knowing the way coaches, knowing the coach,
yeah,
he's gonna play with the chip on his shoulder. I mean,
right,
he started his head coaching journey at Division II football. Um,
right. Well, wasn't he just at James Madison last year?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, he actually went from position coaching at Alabama, and then he took a head Division II coaching job, and now we're here.
So he was
Um,
he worked under Nick Saban's staff.
I'm guessing.
Hmm.
Or he was even before that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and his name is Kurt Signetti.
Segnetti. I don't know.
Signetti. Yeah.
I don't know how to say his last name. Yeah,
Kurt Signetti.
it's like
Yeah.
that. It's like Nico's name issue. Except I'm pronouncing it right this time.
Imaliave. Nico
Yeah.
Imaliave. Yeah.
Except I'm pronouncing the coach's name right this time. The roles are reversed.
how the how the tables have turned.
The turntables have turned.
Mm. Yeah.
Um.
Well,
Yeah.
and I find it funny because I think he had a press conference after they won a big Big Ten game, and some reporter asked him like, "How did you win the game or whatever?" He was like, "Google me, I just win."
Yeah. No. I mentioned that earlier in the season, and
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
But that's something we can pay attention to, especially in a terms of his coaching style.
Well, and he's got some swagger about himself too, kind of in a
He's
way.
very, I mean, all these older coaches are very old fashioned, and they don't boast about their team or boast about themselves on how good of a coach they are. This
Yeah.
guy has some real swagger, for
Hmm.
how old he is. He's not. He's a lot like the spring chickens of the college football world today.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Well, and I believe he was, if I'm not mistaken, he might have been also, I think maybe an assistant coach there.
Mm.
I think. Um, I don't know. Let me double check. Was Coach Kurt Siganetti? I keep on saying his name wrong.
Yeah, it's all right.
An assistant coach at Indiana. How about this? Coach Signetti, uh, he spent nearly 30 years as an assistant and another 13 as head coach at places like the Indiana University of Pennsylvania and Ellen University.
Division II football.
Huh. Interesting.
Yep.
Well, they've been winning, so that's the most important thing.
You can't deny a winning culture, and
No.
this is what this man has.
Yeah. And then
He
on the
knows how to
other
build
side,
it.
I think there's a ton of pressure for Ohio State.
I don't think there's any pressure for Indiana, to be honest.
No, I mean, why would you have the pressure? Ohio State's already lost a game to Oregon, and basically if they lose to Indiana, I would say they're out of the Big Ten championship
You
outright.
know, I think even just as an Indiana fan, you're playing with house money here this season.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Yeah.
just very happy to be 10-0. This is your first 10-win season. I mean, you're a
Right.
basketball school for goodness sake.
Right.
Um, I would just, even if Indiana loses, I'd be happy with the season y'all put together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, I think even if y'all lose this game, y'all still got a really solid shot of making it to the playoff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and their schedule. I mean, It's not like they played horrible teams. I mean, they still played the reigning national champion Michigan. They won that by a possession. They beat Michigan. They throttled Michigan State, who isn't the best team in the Big Ten, but they're still, I would say, maybe some of the good teams. And the Northwestern's no shake off. They absolutely threw out Nebraska,
Nebraska's
which They're you know
They're Nebraska.
them Cornhuskers,
They're Nebraska.
Nebraska Cornhuskers.
That's all we can say.
Well, um, who do you got winning this game?
um, you know, I think it's gonna come down to the last second, and I really think, um, just from the overwhelming skill talent Ohio State has,
Mm-hmm.
I think Ohio State scrapes out of there with like a win of like 6 points.
Okay. I'm gonna say very. I'm gonna say a close game at halftime, but then I think Ohio State kind of breaks the wheels off in the second half, and I think they're able to get. I think they're able to cover the spread. Even though I said I didn't like the spread, I think they covered the spread. I think they win by. I'm gonna say they win by 14.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna get to see this game before work. It's at 11 a.m.
Hey, nice.
Big noon Saturday. How about that?
Uh, uh, is college game day? I'm not sure if college
Yeah,
game day's
college
there.
game days there.
Yeah, so I thought.
Lee Corso coached at Indiana back in the day, so this will be a nice game for him to watch.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I think both of our predictions are going to be very spot on, if not very close to spot on.
Well, I think this is game day's second stop at Indiana because I think they had one. I think they had a pit stop at Indiana a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, now they're stopping in Ohio, so
Yeah,
hey, most schools don't get
or
two
sorry,
game
yeah,
day
Ohio State,
visits.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Most schools like this, especially Indiana, they're getting a lot of exposure to their football program right now. Lots of
Hmm.
good things are happening, especially even if you don't win this game, it's not going to define your program.
Right.
Because,
Yeah. Well, and again, they lose this game to Ohio State. They win their next. They win their next regular season game and get to 11-1. They're still a playoff team. No one's
heck,
going
you
to take
can
them
even
out.
still get in. Ohio State could lose next week.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
And, Singeti's going to be there for a long time. Y'all will continue to win games.
Mhm.
Singeti
Yep.
signed a 8-year extension recently.
I did see that. Yeah. Yeah. They went ahead and gave him that extension, so he would make his stop there for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, I think Indiana. My gut says Ohio State, but my heart says Indiana.
So you're going to Ohio State, so you're going to Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State. All right. Well, next game up tap. Let's talk about Notre Dame taking on number 18 Army.
You know, this is like one of those tricky games.
Yeah.
Very deceptive. It's like that Navy game.
Fun fact: did you know this is the first time they're playing each other since 2016? That's a good while.
Yeah, it is. Very surprising.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost like how long it's been with the Texas A&M.
Oh, that's been like 13 or 14 years now.
Yeah,
Something.
it's almost as old as you and I.
Yeah, it's been over a decade. Well, Notre Dame and Army. Notre Dame is, I believe, 9-1 on the season. Um, their only loss was to NIU off a
Dude, I
field
don't
goal.
know. I still don't know how they managed to lose to NIU.
I don't know. They should be 10-0 right now. You know.
Man, NIU must have they must have made some deal with something. I don't know what they did.
I don't know. But then on the other side, you got Army, they're still undefeated. No, they have one loss, right?
No, Army's still undefeated.
Oh, yeah, still undefeated. That's what I thought. I was thinking of Navy. Yeah,
Navy has like 3 losses.
yeah, they've fallen off. But no, Army, they're still undefeated. And just imagine if Army were to upset Notre Dame.
That would be something.
That would be. I mean, it's possible. I mean,
But something that I think is worth noting is that Army's played one of the easiest schedules in the country.
yeah.
So, is this going to be a close game? I couldn't tell you.
That's what you're gonna come out and I couldn't tell you. Uh,
I'm not the expert.
I think Riley Leonard, the Notre Dame starting quarterback, has ever since they lost to NIU, I think he's kind of really stepped up and
He's starting to
given
groove.
Notre Dame kind of that offensive splash that they needed. Um, I like the Irish in this one. I like him big too. And Notre Dame's defense is really good. They got some they got some talent in the back end, and they also have some pretty good defensive linemen to put pressure on the quarterback. So
You
I
know,
I think Notre Dame covers it.
and the spread here is 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think they cover it.
Well, and I think with the ball type of ball control football Army plays, I think Notre Dame only wins by a touchdown,
Really?
just because of how much of the clock Army is able to chew up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Especially with their quarterback being their leading passer and their leading rusher.
Yeah.
Golly, Bryson Daly, what a dog! 21 rushing touchdowns. What a dog! Yeah,
he just stands alone in the backfield. He looks into your eyes. He he thinks you're gonna take his dignity and then just throw you away, like Ashton Genty.
he's the white Ashton Genty.
All he needs is a mask.
All he needs is the. They don't have any fun down there in those military academies. You and I know well.
Strict material. Aye, aye, soldier.
They wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Round of applause.
They wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and do stuff. I mean, God, that's America right there. That's
That's America.
America's team.
Being productive members of society.
That's America's team right there. So yeah, no, I got Notre Dame.
You got Notre Dame.
I got Notre Dame. Notre Dame's gonna win this handily, but they're not gonna win it as much as I think they're gonna win it by.
Yeah. Yeah, and I also want to point out Marcus Freeman, I think, done a pretty good job. Obviously after they beat A&M in College Station and then lost to NIU, they've kind of changed the dynamic of their season, and they're I think they're going to be a playoff team no matter
Yeah,
what.
yeah, they're a playoff team. He's really he's really calmed the storm there in South Bend.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
He's waited his turn, and he's done a really good job.
Yeah. Well, moving on. Number 7 Alabama heading to Norman to take on the Sooners of Oklahoma. This should be a really good one.
Mm, why so?
Well, I don't know. I think this late in the season for Oklahoma, Jackson Arnold is, I believe, their starting quarterback now. Um, you know, obviously Oklahoma is not a playoff team. They're not competing for an SEC championship or anything. They're just fighting to get to a bowl game at this point. Um, and then for Alabama, I would say this is almost maybe potentially a trap game for Alabama. I'm not saying Alabama's going to lose. I'm just saying I think if Alabama doesn't, if they're not honed into what they need to do, which I don't think that's going to be the case,
I mean,
Oklahoma could give them some problems.
to be fair, it is in Norman.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
no, I mean there could be some problems here. Um, but Jalen Milrow has probably been one of the hottest players in college football right now.
I was about to say I don't know how that Oklahoma defense is going to be able to stop Milrow.
While that Oklahoma defense is good, I don't know if it's can contain Jalen Milrow good.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be fast enough to contain him.
I mean, yeah, they have athletes. Their linebackers are good.
Yeah.
They'll um they'll make them earn it for sure.
Well, and they'll find out real quickly if they're not covering Mr. Ryan Williams, you know. And then also running the ball, they've been getting better each week with Jam Miller.
Yeah, and Oklahoma's really changed the dynamic. It used to be good offense, bad defense. Now it's really bad offense,
Total
good
opposite.
defense.
Yeah. Right.
And this has potential to be an ugly game, despite
Yeah.
Oklahoma being a four. I mean, despite Alabama being a 14-point favorite.
Right.
And I feel like the only way Oklahoma could win is if they made it an ugly game.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't. I mean, I'm not. I'm not too concerned about it.
Yeah, I
But
got tied. I'd had that tied by at
yeah.
least 21. Blitz
Yeah.
after blitz.
Yeah. I got Alabama winning it by at least. I'm gonna say at least by 2 touchdowns.
Yep, that's fair. I say they win by 3.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
you know, there's a really important game in the Big 12 going on. Between Arizona State and BYU.
Yes. Yeah.
Big 12 championship on the line
Mm-hmm.
for BYU.
Yeah. And then for Arizona State.
Yeah, they're very well in this. When they
Mm.
were predicted to finish last in the conference, I believe.
Yeah. Well, BYU's comes in 9-1, and Arizona State's 8-2.
Yeah, Arizona State has really had a really good offense. To be fair, their coach is a very interesting character. Kenny Dillingham, I believe their coach is.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy who said he would host kicker tryouts, which is,
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
he's kind of strange. And he has no reason to complain about his kicker. As long as y'all blowing teams out and scoring touchdowns, you all you need is a high school level kicker.
You want to go try out?
Oh yeah, no, no, I could never kick. I
go
could
walk
always punt.
go
I
walk
could
on
always
as a kicker at
I think
Arizona State.
let me get one of my friends teach me how to kick. My friends on the soccer team.
Oh, there you go.
But and here's something else that's interesting. Arizona State is favored by 3.
Really? Over BYU?
Yep, number 14 BYU.
Wow.
Um, and I think what analytics are saying is Colorado is going to clinch a spot.
Yeah, I would say I think Colorado's got a really nice chance at clinching the Big 12 championship spot.
Which what 2 worst teams in the Big 12
Mm-hmm.
clinching?
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. I think Arizona State. I don't know. I think BYU is kind of like, and I said this I think last week or a couple of weeks ago. They kind of remind me of Miami in a way that they kind of play comeback from behind a little bit, and obviously, last week it kind of came to bite BYU kind of in the butt, against Kansas. I'm gonna take the Sun Devils to
Yeah,
upset BYU.
yeah. I'm totally gonna stand by your pick.
Oh,
Golly,
jeez. You good?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm gonna stand by your pick. I got the Arizona Sun Devils by at least 10.
Arizona State Sun Devils. All right.
I got them by at least 10. I
By
think
ten.
their offense is really high powered.
I'll take them by 13.
Oh wow, last time I said the prediction was over 2 touchdowns, I nailed it right on the dot.
You
So
sure did. Ole
I
Miss
don't know
versus
how
Georgia.
I
Yeah.
don't know how I did that one, but maybe I'll be wrong, and BYU will win or something like
Just imagine all these picks that we're choosing are all incorrect.
that would really be interesting, wouldn't it?
You've gotten a pretty good amount of them right. I've been kind of slacking over here.
You know, I try.
You try.
I don't expect to be perfect.
Nobody asks.
If
Nobody
only
asks me perfect.
if only I transferred this to like gambling or something, I'd be rich. But
Be like that. Back to the. It was one of the Back to the Future movies. It was like one of the main I think antagonists. I think.
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
He saw that the Cubs
Yeah.
would win the World Series in the future,
Yeah.
and they did. What's crazy is in that timeline. I think even in real life, I think they said they would win it like 2016.
Yeah,
And the Cubs won the World Series in 2016 in our timeline.
yeah, that's crazy. I do. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's mind blowing.
it's almost as freaky as some of the Simpsons predictions.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I'm terrified.
dude, they've been so darn near accurate. They've been accurate. I mean, did they predict COVID?
I think so. Bro, they got to be doing that's spiritual, bro. They got to be. I rebuke. I rebuke that. I rebuke that.
In the name of Jesus.
I rebuke it.
That's the reason why I don't watch The Simpsons. It's
I
cursed.
rebuke that dark magic.
Rebuke thee.
Um,
Anywho, we're getting off topic, but you know what? That's all fun and games.
Heisman,
Yes. Who you got?
two-horse race still. I think Ashton Genty is going to play a really bad Wyoming team tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
He'll go off, but what if Travis Hunter goes off too? Travis Hunter I think is in the solid lead. Plays over 180 snaps a game or something crazy.
Golly.
Is what
That's
I saw.
that's unbelievable. I don't think I've ever heard a college player play over 108. You said 180
He's
snaps?
playing well over 100 snaps a game,
Golly.
which is kind of crazy.
Well, and what I think is just like I would say I want to use the word generational, but I don't know if that's the right word to use it because you don't see many college athletes, especially, the kind of just the team he's playing on and the league he's playing in, him playing two positions, wide receiver and cornerback. I mean, you don't see that often.
This is a very strange year for Heisman.
Yeah, well,
There's
usually it'd be a couple of
two,
quarterbacks, maybe a running back.
and it's two position players near the top.
Yeah. I just think Travis Hunter is a different breed. I
Yeah,
I
I think he is too. And something I saw recently is he's planning to play both corner and wide receiver at the next level.
huh.
I don't
Well,
know if he can do that.
I don't know. We've seen crazier things happen.
I
I
don't
don't
think we've
know.
ever seen two-way in the NFL though.
Well, but not well. There hasn't been too many two-way people in college, so
Well, if the players to go two-way, Champ Bailey, Charles Woodson,
yeah.
they ended up playing corner in the NFL.
Well, wasn't Deion Sanders kind of in that mix too?
I mean, he's a really good athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played a little bit of receiver. I mean, but he
Yeah.
didn't. That wasn't. He never played it like for a full season.
No.
Um, Something he did do was play baseball, and
Yeah.
he did the same thing Bo Jackson did. But
I was
Dion
about to say Bo Jackson played baseball.
Dion was never really amazing at baseball.
Yeah.
He was decent though. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Look at some primetime baseball highlights. I bet you haven't seen any of those before.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
good base stealer. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But you know, Ashton Genty is probably going to hit the 2,000 mark against Wyoming.
He's probably going to break Barry Switzer's records.
Barry Sanders.
Barry.
Barry Switzer's a coach, dude. He was an old
I
coach.
meant to say Barry Sanders. I'm sorry. It's almost 12 at night, or sorry, in the morning. See, I'm screwing up, bro. Barry Switzer.
Man, I didn't know a seven like an eight. I don't even know if that dude's still alive anymore. He used to coach the Dallas Cowboys.
I know. Oh, sorry, Barry. Sorry, Barry Sanders. I'm sorry. I completely. That's like the second or third time I've done that on a podcast.
Oh my, that's okay.
Oh.
Good old Barry Switzer, I think, is still alive.
Can you confirm that?
Yeah, Barry Switzer. Yeah.
Is he
God,
like?
Barry Switzer is still alive.
What's his age? Oh,
87.
87. Oh, okay.
He's gonna break some rushing records at 87 years old.
Ashton Jensen's gonna
That's the
break some
definition of
Barry
muscle fitness
Switzers.
right there.
Dude, your reaction was priceless. Barry Switzer? You mean Barry Sanders?
And there's been some good Oklahoma running backs. Barry Switzer coached to Oklahoma, so
Oh, that was
he
funny.
coached. He probably coached. Might have coached Adrian Peterson. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I don't think he did.
Anyways, Barry Sanders.
And if Ashton Genty has another big game here, he will be well on pace for breaking the record.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That was too funny.
Um, if he has a good game, and he plays all 14 games, he will for sure break the all-time rushing record.
Yeah.
He's going to play in this game if he, assuming he doesn't get hurt.
Mhm.
He'll play next game, and then he'll play in the conference championship.
Yeah, because Boise
So
State's already clinched their conference championship,
maybe we'll
right?
get a Ashton Genty in the college football playoff.
Yeah.
But anything can happen. I've seen crazier things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Travis Hunter's probably going to be playing in his conference championship too.
Mhm.
So I think it's going to really come down to that last week.
Yeah. I haven't heard you mention anything about Cameron Ward. Cam Ward.
Cam Ward sort of fell out.
Yeah.
You know, he's putting up a great season. Don't get me wrong. He brought back Miami,
Yeah.
but it just begs the question: is Miami here to stay?
Yeah.
Is this Miami team going to be good after Cam Ward leaves?
Right.
And Xavier Restrepo and all them
All them weapons that Ward's had.
high talent.
Yeah. Well, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, well, crazy games. If crazy games happen tomorrow, we'll probably be some of the first people to react.
Have a live reaction video.
Live reaction video. We haven't done one of those this year.
No, we haven't.
I've just taken some pictures and said, "Oh, upset!"
Upset alert.
Upset alert.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool to have some live reaction videos.
It's like I'm a freaking ESPN reporter. Upset report. Upset alert.
Yeah.
Sound the alarm.
You do have that alarm signal on there, on your stories.
Sound the alarm.
Mm-hmm.
It's an upset.
Yep.
And
All right.
I imagine we'll be getting a lot, decent amount of upsets tomorrow.
Yeah.
I can imagine. With
Yeah.
the way the season is gone.
And then are we posting more more on our Instagram page?
Yeah, I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Um,
We are all good.
I try to, but it's
Huh?
I try to, but I just gotta work with the software.
Yeah.
Well, it was a great pleasure having y'all.
Yep.
If y'all made it this far, of course,
I was about to say, if y'all have made it this far, congratulations. You've made the milestone.
It's actually more impressive than anything any athlete can do on the college football field.
Stay up until
Nasty talk.
11:54 p.m. on a Friday night.
Aw, come on, Drew. You're young.
Yep, I'm young. I can't be complaining. I'm not complaining.
Come on, bro. You're like
I said I'm not complaining.
you're a machine.
I'm a machine. You're a machine.
Obviously, next week is Thanksgiving week.
Yep.
We will have the video. I imagine we'll be recording that Tuesday.
And actually, y'all might want to stay tuned for that because that could get quite interesting.
Y'all might even get a Thanksgiving episode. Who knows?
You might get a Thanksgiving special episode.
Yeah, that's special.
Yeah, you might get you might you might get a few more people on the podcast.
You might
Maybe.
get you might get to see a special little insider of our lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't even know if the audience knows how we're like connected.
I don't know. Have we told
No, I don't. Very few people know. At least, at least my friends have asked. They said, "Who's Drew?"
them?
You know, I think it's better to leave it in mystery and let them figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't give anything away. Let
I
them.
think I'm giving it away to one friend and just I've had several people ask, or at
Who's
least a
Drew?
couple people ask.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had a couple of people ask who
Who
Ethan
is?
is. Yeah.
I know you've had people ask me who I was.
Yeah. Yeah. A couple of times.
Who's this guy with brown hair?
Guy with brown hair, wears a cross necklace, wears a Baylor shirt. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I think every time I think maybe except
I
once.
got an HEB shirt before on the
Oh,
podcast.
yeah, yeah,
Still
yeah.
recording.
Hey, you gotta promote. You gotta,
I
you
have to
know,
rep the brand,
yeah, you gotta rep the brand.
I got a Glaze HEB this week. They're giving me 25% off.
Hey, if they watch your podcast too, then you might get some more
I
off.
might get a sponsorship if I can get HEB to watch my podcast.
Well, you sponsored your Coke, or yeah,
The drink, yeah.
yeah.
All right, well, I think we're finally gonna say goodnight.
All right.
Um,
See y'all later.
see y'all later.
Bye. Good.
Oh, no, that was a good one. That was another really good one.
Yeah.
At the end, we just started talking like a normal conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, we can keep our cousin thing a secret. Well, actually, I told